Okay, this is from Los Angeles Times. Children of Casey Kasem set a lawsuit with widow over his death. And apparently, Casey Kasem had cut them off financially in 2012. Casey Kasem receives the Radio Icon Award during the 2003 Radio Music Awards by Associated Press. I never like that because you should know who's writing the article. December 3rd, 2019 at 3:11 p.m. I believe the 311 means a 33, but family members of radio personality Casey Kasem have settled dueling lawsuits. See, so they were suing each other, alleging that the longtime American Top 40 host was badly mistreated before his death in 2014. The two sides filed a joint request Monday in Los Angeles Superior Court to dismiss a wrongful death lawsuit by three of Kasem's children and his brother against Kasem's widow, which claimed her neglect and physical abuse led to his death. There's actually a really well done documentary. I believe it's on Netflix. It could be on Amazon Prime. It's pretty heart-wrenching. As well as a countersuit making similar claims against the plaintiffs that was filed by his widow and another daughter. Okay, so there's a daughter and the widow. I don't know which daughter this is. If the daughter is from his previous marriage, or if the daughter's the widow's daughter, if you guys know what I mean. Allegedly, some of these Kasem children are Scientologists. The terms of the agreement were not revealed, kind of like a non-disclosure agreement, and attorneys did not immediately respond to emails seeking comment. Carrie Kasem, one of the daughters who filed the initial lawsuit, released a statement. I want to know which one is a Scientologist. Released a statement through a spokesman, the one with no name, Tuesday, saying she was distraught and heartbroken over her family and lawyer's decision to force her into a settlement. There's an extraordinary amount of money at stake here. I know that much. I can't remember how much, but it's a lot. The first lawsuit was filed 4 years ago by Casey Kasem's children from a previous marriage, Carrie, Julie, and Michael Kasem, and his brother, Moner Kasem. It was a lingering chapter in a series of heated and often public fights between his children and his second wife, former actress Jean Kasem, that began even before his death at age 82. I don't know. I just see not as much as of the Scientology influence. I can't see it yet. But this reminds me a lot of what happened with Anna Nicole Smith. And there is a lot more to all that went on with her. Tells you just don't get wealthy. I mean, look at Wendy Williams now. Kasem broadcasts on radio stations, or radio station K1QQ in 1981. The wrongful death lawsuit accused Jean Kasem, who was married to Casey Kasem for 34 years, of elder abuse. Where have we seen elder abuse before, you guys? And of inflicting emotional distress on his children. You know, they're all adults. By restricting their access to him before his death. That sounds very Scientology. But from what I've seen so far, the wife was not a Scientologist that I'm aware of. The widow. It alleged that Casey's early death occurred as a direct and proximate result of Jean's neglect and physical abuse. And I just want to say, I watched an interview of the widow. I think her name is Jean. She gave me the vibes that I got from her. I got like psychopath. Very similar to Lisa Marie Presley. Not Lisa Marie, I mean Priscilla. Jean Kasem denied all of the allegations. She countersued and alleged that Casey Kasem's children were motivated by their desire to get his money after he cut them off financially in 2012. That was 2 years before he passed. And I do know that there's a huge age gap between her and Casey Kasem. See, some of these men need to just be really careful who they get tied up with. And that they had brought emotional distress to her and their father, claims they denied. I mean, it's hard to tell when there's so much an extraordinary amount of money, you know. It's the two sides fought bitterly over access to Kasem and control of his medical care. And we all know that the wife could have coerced Casey Kasem to cut his children off financially. I don't know if authorities would be able to prove that, but we all know that that's very possible. Control of his medical care before he died in Gig Harbor, Washington. And the wife moved him, which gives me super creep vibes, you guys. But I wonder, anyways, I'm really tearing it apart. Where Jean Kasem had taken him from Los Angeles. We all know what's in Los Angeles, right? Scientology. Police and prosecutors in California and Washington investigated his treatment and death and found no evidence of criminal wrongdoing. But also, didn't that happen with Wendy Williams? Best known as the voice of radio's American Top 40 for decades, and for his sign-off catchphrase, keep your feet on the ground and keep reaching for the stars. Kasem was also a constant on television. That's the way you write an article, by the way. As a host of shows and specials, and as the voice of animated characters that included Shaggy in the Scooby-Doo TV cartoons. I will leave a link in the description box. Like and subscribe if you choose. Otherwise, have an amazing day or night wherever you are. Peace.